And we come on to our final point on the race this weekend, and that is Max Verstappen, because with Lando Norris and his lead, it feels like Max's achievement this weekend has kind of got a bit under the radar, which is absolutely ridiculous because Max Verstappen had a stinker in Q1. Worst ever Q1, I think they were saying on the broadcast. First ever Q1 he's gone out of where it wasn't through a fault of his own, where he's crashed or the car's gone wrong or someone's impeded him.
On pace
purely
alone.
just because he hasn't got the pace. And they obviously made the decision then of going, well, look, we've got 4 races to go, including this one that we've just had. We're going to, I think he had a new engine, he had various new parts, and he started from the pit lane. And we were saying, right, surely if Max wins this race from the pit lane, that will be a bigger story than it was last year. And he came pretty close coming third, didn't he? And it's like, I don't really know how it happened because he made up a few places and then there was the restart and we were like, wow, he's made up 3 places. And then suddenly he's in the top 5. And you've just kind of not noticed the way he's carved through the field in a car where Yuki Tsunoda should, in theory, have the same car and be carving through the field while he's going backwards, going nowhere. Where does this rank in Max Verstappen drives for you? Compare it maybe to last year's drive from 17th to 1st in wet conditions.
We'll get back to this video in just a second, but first I want to talk to you about this. This is the Nextbase Pico, and this will keep you and other people safe on the roads this festive period. It's a connected compact dash cam which will record every single journey you make in high definition, and they've got a cheeky little offer going on at the moment, which I think you will like. Now, we know what people are like on the roads. We've all been driving to see friends and family and got cut up by someone. And maybe you're going to a racetrack and you're going to go and watch the professionals do it. And there's probably a lot of professionals not out there on the motorways of the UK. Well, look, this will record everything in high definition, sharp detail. There is a 1K and a 2K version. So whatever happens, it means you've got evidence for whatever goes on the roads. It's not just about the footage though. The Pico's packed with smart safety features that every driver needs, and of course it's from the UK's leading dashcam brand, which was recently crowned Trusted Review's best dashcam of 2025. It's super compact, even I can install it and you won't even notice it on your windscreen. Now pair it with the Nextbase app, set it up, control it from there. It couldn't be simpler for you. There's even a smart parking feature that keeps an eye on your car while you're away, automatically recording if it detects any movement or impact. And trust me, my car just got hit by something in the wind and I'm livid because I didn't have a dash cam installed. Now, if the worst does happen, the emergency SOS system can alert emergency services and share your exact location to help you get help faster. And with Witness Mode Lite, you can quickly alert a friend or family member if you feel unsafe on the road, which is definitely something I reckon parents should be thinking about. And with prices starting at under £100, it's pretty obvious that this would make a fantastic stocking filler this festive period. And actually, you can save yourself 40 quid because between the 6th of November and the 3rd of December, you will get that amount off, making this £59 for the 1K version, which means you could probably put that 40 quid towards going and watching some UK racing. Loads of winter racing going on, which I'm sure you'll have a great time at. You could also treat your family to a meal, but let's face it, just look after yourself. So protect your journeys with confidence this festive season. Visit the Nextbase website for more information and also pop into Halfords, Argos, Currys and other retailers today. Stay safe, stay connected and enjoy the road ahead.
Do you know what? It becomes so normal for Max. Honestly, amazing. And last year was amazing in wet conditions. This year, also amazing. We've seen drives from the back in at Sao Paulo, and you can overtake at Sao Paulo. Lewis Hamilton, 2021, from the back to 8th, what was it, and then 10th to the win. And that sprint weekend, again, similar situation. They decided to go with a new power unit. The new power unit does seem to have an advantage, especially when you've got, you know you've only got to do 3 or 4 races on that power unit. You can turn it up more of the time, whereas a lot of the other teams will be turning theirs down at this point of the season just to get them to the end without having to take any grid penalties. But these are things that you have that help you, but they don't do it for you. And Max, I mean, just to go through every single driver, cut through the field so efficiently, the pace he had, clearly the new engine had a bit of an advantage. Clearly they made some setup changes, which they can do, which no one else could, and they needed to because they had no pace, and Yuki still didn't have much pace in the race. But you still need to drive the race. He got lucky, yes. I think the puncture he got before the virtual safety car actually was very fortuitous. It meant he got off that hard time maybe sooner than he would have otherwise done. So things went in his direction. But, how many times have we seen amazing drives? How many times do we have to say amazing drive? And these are drives that I don't think we would see from other drivers, a very few drivers, and we don't see them that often. We're seeing them 2 or 3 times a year from Max Verstappen, and then also he doesn't have days. This is why I think if you look at the performance of drivers over the year, it's hard to argue against that Max has been the best driver this year, and some, like head and shoulders above the likes of Lando, Norris, because even though Norris has switched it on recently, it has only been recently. Max has been pounding in results all year in a lackluster Red Bull, and continues to do so even when there's adversity in his way. And I think it will go down as one of the great non-championship years should he not win the championship, which is looking, it's looking very unlikely that he will win it. And
I'm sure there's an equation.
If that Red Bull's any good next year, then everyone else better watch out, because he's operating at a very high level.
Yeah, I think that there'll be an equation, won't there, of like positions made up with car rating of that weekend, and they'll work it out, and Max should win because in theory, Lando's got a better car, whatever. 63 laps it took him to get from the pit lane to P3. So 71 lap race and 63, and he was there in P3, and then he just couldn't quite get the last two. But I mean, what an epic drive from him. He kind of said of his title chances now, you can forget about that. 49 points behind, it does seem ridiculous. He probably need the two McLarens to crash into each other and take each other out of every race now whilst he get winning. So I think it's very unlikely, but as you say, an incredible year, and it will go down as one of the best years that someone drove and didn't win the championship. We go on, of course, to Las Vegas. What are you predicting for Las Vegas in a couple of weekends' time?
I think, do you know what, Las Vegas, I fancy those Mercedes again. They were quick last year, weren't they? Cool conditions. The Mercedes are quick this weekend, not far off the McLaren in cool conditions again. I fancy George Russell, but Kimi could be strong as well. So I'm going to go and put my neck out and say a Mercedes win.
One whisper I heard in the paddock this weekend is that Christian Horner will be taking over as team principal in some kind of potential, I guess, buyout, because I think the team's for sale, of Alpine in 2027. What do you make of that?
I haven't heard that rumour, but I've not been quite as much, fingers in pies, man on the ground as you have. But I can see it happening.
I've been a lot more man on the ground this week than normal. So yeah, this is. I heard it from two different sources that this is the latest, most likely scenario.
All right. I mean, if you're someone at Alpine or whatever the group is, got Enstone F1, and you're like, right, I want to hire the best team principal to build this team from effectively nothing to a world championship. You look at people that have done it, and you have a CV, I have a short list of one, because let's not forget Christian Horner effectively took that, what was going to be a Ford entry, the Jaguar entry, from almost a laughing stock of the grid to winning world championships in, was it 8-9 years or something like that?
Yeah, under 10 years.
Very impressive. And, I know he's robbed a lot of people up the wrong way. There's been controversy, but there's absolutely no doubting that happens. That doesn't happen by accident. He knows what he's doing, and he could turn that team around.